Okay, I'm 2 weeks late to do this because I didn't know how to, and I still don't know how to, but I was reminded yet again that you might be interested in seeing the process of how I make this best books video. Now, of course, you've already missed a lot of the process, so I'm going to walk you through what I did because I don't really know how to keep you updated on it rather than just saying well, there's this many more people, or there's this many more books, or there's this many more people that mention the book. And that just seems like, y'all would think that was boring, but I can show you. I am going to start screen recording to show you some of the evidence right now. Okay, well, the clip is we used to live here. So what I did, well, actually, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me go to the spreadsheet. I have two different sets of spreadsheets, okay? We have Best of 2024, which is something that is shared with my Patreon, and luckily I am so beyond grateful that I have bunnies who saw me go through the trials, the tribulations, the mental breakdowns of last year and the year before, and we're like, that can't happen again. That cannot happen again. So what I did here, and Amy helped set it up, and then she took basically I had created a best book spreadsheet that was very rudimentary, and I gave her the information and she created a better format for it because all I had was creator book, and that was it. But she added all this other stuff. So say in this case, we have Sharni. So creator, Sharni, and then books mentioned. And if it's a title, the series is in acronyms if it's mentioned more than one or two times. Going through the video and listing off all the books that Sharni mentioned and the author name. And then if it's in a series, let me show you okay, Assistant to the Villain was ATTV, though again, it wasn't mentioned that many times. Where's another? Oh, Part of Your World for Just for the Summer. The Stormlight Archive for Words of Radiance. In that case, we have a series key. So it tells you the name of the series and then if there's an acronym. So if you don't see it on this list, then you do not need to worry about putting in an acronym. You can just do the parentheses and say Wayward Children, parentheses, legacy, parentheses, hierarchy, such and whatnot. We have quite a few. Now, let's say in this case, we have Hannah. So of Hannah, we have the books that she mentioned, and then the bunny who watched the video and cataloged it. You can see here there are an amazing amount of you, and I love you all so much. I can't thank you enough. It's actually crazy. And then whether it's been added to the full book list or not is a yes or no. And if you had listed it and it's a no, then somebody who was better equipped or had more knowledge of the full book list and the pivot table could go and do that for you. And that happened a lot, which I think is also very amazing and grateful for that. And then the video link, obviously, that Locke's library, this is Lachlan, putting the link there. So say Jen did these, and I had also done Locke's library and Hannah Lynch on my own, but had not put them in by the time Jen had already done it, which amazing. I don't know what she was doing, but she was on it. So, but I had not done Katie Marie's, but Jen did it. So she put Katie's video over here so that I would remember to go and add it to the YouTube playlist so that when this video comes out, I was about to say, if this video comes out, this video is going to I can have a playlist of all of the people that are mentioned. So if you see somebody and you like them, you can go and see that. Okay. I'm realizing how much stuff there is to talk about. This took so long and there's so much more to say. Anyway, I had kind of called off having any more applications, but if somebody ends up adding something, because I am holding space for Lexi, she said that she was filming it. I think that she was filming it today, but if something that she puts on her list makes it onto this list, I'm going to break the rule and let her add herself in because I love her videos and the way she talks about books. And last year, she really saved it with Trust the Emerald Sea. She saved the summary of that book because she was mentioning things nobody else mentioned. Anyway, LOL. So we have 294. And then here we have a list of what genre the book is. And it's for some that people thought okay, well, this is mentioned quite a few times. We Used to Live Here is a horror, The Will of the Many, fantasy, The Wedding People. It's romance and contemporary fiction, which I think is funny that whoever put that, I did not put that, but whoever did that, you can see, you can click any of these: romance, horror, contemporary, lit fic, thriller, mystery, sci-fi, what and whatnot. I think that's funny that they put both, because I did hear on several people's videos that they would probably consider The Wedding People a fiction instead of a romance. So I did, in fact, put it in a fiction. Yes, I did. The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, I definitely see why somebody was like, is it fantasy? Is it historical fiction? Like, it's kind of both. So I thought that was very interesting. Obviously, we have to have a romantasy category because romantasy is sweeping 2024. And presumably will continue to sweep 2025. Okay, so we have that. And then we have the series Key already showed you. Here's where things get crazy. Okay, Kat or Artemis Daydreams, who is in the video, she set up this pivot table. I have no idea how she did this. I have no clue. And nobody else knew either. And they were all like, I am so scared to touch this because I don't understand how this witchcraft works. And I was like, I mean, same. So thank you, Kat. Okay, what it is you put the book that is mentioned and the creator. So let's see if the bottom one, I think they did thoughts on tomes. Okay. So the bottom one, Jen would have just put this in. So she puts the creator, thoughts on tomes under every book, and then all the books that are mentioned. Now, when I go to sort column A to Z, now when I look for thoughts on tomes, we're just going to get the books that she mentioned. Cool. But say if I was like, oh, I want to know who mentioned The Witch and the Tsar, I'd be like, oh, it was thoughts on tomes. Cool. Now, one thing about this pivot table, basically anything that you put on here is going to show up on, well, it's a pivot table, pivot sorcery. We said that because none of us really understand how it works, but we love it. You have to put in the title, like capitalization, everything exactly the same, or it will not filter through to the pivot table sorcery. So let me show you. In this case, we have The Women, not The Woman. We have The Women by Kristen Hanna. Oh, wait. See? Look at, wait. Live here in action. Okay, we have 14 mentions of The Women by Kristen Hanna. Now, here's the problem. This Kristen has an E, and these all have I's. So you're going to notice, here we go to the pivot sorcery. How does it work? Apparently Kat knows. We don't know. But when we see The Women says it has 13 mentions, where I just showed you it had 14. Now, if we go back to the pivot table and we change this to an I, go back to pivot sorcery, now The Women has 14 mentions. Isn't that crazy? So obviously it's good because you're not getting, like, say, The Woman and The Women confused, but we did have to make really, really sure. And I'm sure there's things that have slipped up. I'm sure. But I really tried to go through and make sure that everything was exactly correct. But that being said, there's 4,101 books. That number shocked me. That's crazy. Oh, that's crazy. What do you mean? Oh my God. Okay. Yeah, so I did my best. I did more than my best, to be honest. I did way too much. So yes, that is how that is done. And see, this is a case of Wild Eyes and Wild Love are very similar. They're both in the Rose Hill series. And I wanted to know, based on the stats, which series were mentioned the most. Because see, you'll see here that one of the top books, number 15 is, or arguably 14, is Magnolia Park's Into the Dark by Jessa Hastings. Cool. Okay, here's the thing. I also want to be able to tell you Jessa Hastings is mentioned 29 times. That's a lot. It's just in the series. So that is how the pivot sorcery kind of functions. We had so many that were only mentioned once, and that's great. Like, look at it. 2, 1, 1. This is all books that were only mentioned one time. Isn't that crazy? Like, how is that possible? And then I have a list of people that I subscribe to that I was like, I want to see them put out. At this point, I'd already done a lot of people that I follow. So it's not that I only follow these people, but I wanted to keep track of people that I'm subscribed to that I'm like, if they make a video, I want them to at least have the opportunity to be able to be in here. If not, see, this is like, okay, Madison Fox hasn't posted for a year, like stuff like that, where I'm like, they probably aren't going to make a video, but like if they do, I will in fact be sad. Thank you so much. I will in fact be sad. Thank you. Now I have a separate spreadsheet, and what I did here, I did the who's who of who's that. What I did is I went through and I put the books in order from 1 to 11. Because I don't know if 11 is going to make it on because it's so neck and neck with 10. So we'll see. I might end up including it no matter what, but you'll know before me. So what I did is I would say 1 through 60, which is how many times it's so far been mentioned. And of course I just, copy and pasted and did just for the summer the whole time so that there was no way to be confused. Okay. And then listed the people who mentioned it. So this is why I did this. I listed all the people that mentioned it. And then I went through and at first said untouched. Haven't done anything to it. Haven't done anything. And then when I downloaded them, so I had to go and download each video individually. If you think that took a long time, just know a part of me wants to cry. Just know a part of me wants to cry. I downloaded 290 videos. Ask me why I have an external hard drive. Okay, so I did that. So I downloaded it. Cool. Went through. Then I would take those videos and say I would copy Sharni's video and I would paste it into a folder that said just for the summer. Okay, so at that point, it would say organized. Now, as of where I am right now, nothing has been collected and exported. Then I had to go back through and I would highlight it in yellow if I when I went to find the video to copy it and paste it into the folder, it didn't exist for whatever reason, or it wouldn't play because there were quite a few of them that something went wrong when it was downloading. And I don't know that because it looks like it's fine until you try to play it and then it won't work. So I would do that. And then I would have to highlight all of those and I would go back and have to re-download them, make sure they work, and then come back through and unhighlight it to let myself know that it was okay. I've already organized all of these, so this looks a little lackluster because it's already done, but okay. We have all of these, cool. And then I put in the parentheses romance because Witty Reads had her best books and her best romances, and her best romances is the one that ended up quite a few times on this list. So I wanted to remember that while I had both of them downloaded, I don't want to copy and paste her just best I think that's what it said. It said best non-romance and then best romance. I was like, no, the video I need is her best romance. Cool. Got that. And then say, Peace Love Books did the same thing. They had favorite not romantasy and favorite romantasy. So just to let myself know, Quicksilver, romantasy, voila. And then for sheet 5, I copy and pasted all of the people that were listed here, the creators. I pasted it here. And then I went through and one by one, deleted all of the multiple names. So say someone that was on the video 3 times, I believe, is Ashley from Ash Loves Books. So I went through and deleted the 2 other copied names. And Books and Lala was on there twice, took one of hers off, stuff like that. Coffee and Tales was on there a lot, so that it was only one name listed throughout. And the reason I did that is because I took that list and then I put it next to, let's see, what time is it? Okay, I have a movie night in 30 minutes. I put it next to this. So what I did was I went through and I had 293 videos saved on this playlist. This is already curated, so it's going to be a little confusing. But imagine I had, let's see, who is somebody that I really wanted to make it? Robin Reads. I really wanted her to get in the video, but unfortunately she just didn't mention one of the books, which is totally fine. Reading is all over the map. So say it said Robin Reads. I would go on here and look under the R's and say, Robin's not on there. And then I would remove it from the playlist. And then I would go back and say, okay, what about Anna's drawing channel? Come back and I'm like, oh, Anna's drawing channel is good. Okay, move on to the next one. And I did that with every single one. And then after that, because that wasn't enough, do you understand? That wasn't enough. I went through this and I put them in alphabetical order. Never say I don't do anything for you. Never say my OCD. You can absolutely say that it's a hindrance. You can absolutely say that it's criminal. But it gifts you something every now and then. And it's the ease to find these people's videos because they are in alphabetical order. Why did I do that? I spent a really long time doing that too. LOL. Anyway, okay, so did that. And then this is, I have a genre breakdown of like, what are the top 5 to top 10 of each genre? Because again, we all know that romantasy and romance are going to kind of take over the top 10 category because they are the most popular genres. So if people really want to know the top 10 fantasy, top 10 horror, I want to be able to tell them that. So that's what that's for. I was doing this and it was like going through and saying like what clips I think I'm going to need from these people. And honestly, that was just too much. That's too much. I don't need that. No. Okay. So I had 293 clips that were all, or videos that were all saved to this best books according to Booktube 2024. Awesome. Then I went and categorized them into their separate folders and I deleted all of the ones that were unnecessary for this video. Thank you all so much in the Booktube community for existing, for posting your content, for making this video, for doing it timely, for doing it well. If you're not in this video, it's not because I didn't want you to be, and it's not because you don't read amazing books. It just so happens you didn't happen to have a favorite that made it into this video. That's really the long and the short of it. It's nothing against anything else. Though I always feel bad when I can't include someone, but then I'm like, okay, I literally can't include everyone. Like I can't. Today we go to We Used to Live Here. This is the one that has the, oh, that scared me for a second. That blank page. That scared me. Okay. This is all the people who mentioned We Used to Live Here. The one snafu I had was with Samantha Donovan because I did not realize that she never actually says the name of the book. So unfortunately, like she can't go in the clip, but I'm still counting her because she did have it on the list. She just didn't say the name out loud. Anyway, one thing I also took a long time is I went through and put the name or the username of each booktuber on their clip so that, say in this case, Ash's Little Library, love her, she's so cute, so fun, so fresh. If you like mystery thriller, there's nobody that does it more and better. I did that so that when it would pop up in the video, it says Ash's Little Library because my hope is that I will be putting their username on the clip that they're in to make it easier for people to recognize who they are so that if they're watching this and they're like, all of the books that I love, I see that Ashley also put it on their favorites, they can go and easily find her and subscribe to her because that is like the point of this video is to showcase the Booktube community and like how many of us there really are, even though it's a small community. It's like not. Like, it's not. But it is, but it's not. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, LOL. So you have that and you have Books and Lala, our favorite. Oh my God, look at her hair. Isn't it so pretty? What a consummate professional, but also a huge weirdo. Love her. Oh, okay. This girl featured in last year's video. I've never seen her before, and she was so cute. Oh my God. Haley Hughes, obviously. Look at this background. Are we not living? Are we living? Oh my God, Hannah was in last year's video, and I was so excited. I told her that I was pumping my fist in the air when I watched her video because I was like, I need you to be in this video because she's so fun, and like her energy is just so... Jordaline, my baby. This is, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. The biggest reason why I wanted to be top 11 and not top 10 is because if I take out We Used to Live Here, Jordaline isn't in the video. Look at that face. Look at that face. How can I not have her in the video? She's the funniest booktuber there is. I will hold no space for anyone else. She is literally the funniest booktuber in the world. Okay, anyway, sorry. So what I did, LOL, we were getting somewhere. I took all of these videos, which are all like half an hour each, and I inputted them into a book segments, a clip, We Used to Live Here. And then I uploaded all of them into this project, whatever, video. That took a really long time because it's a lot. So then I did that, and then I went through and I cut down to, okay, say she's talking about incidents around the house, and then boom, she's talking about We Used to Live Here. So I cut it right before that clip, and then, and goodbye. Okay, cool. So cut that, and then me Oh, we used to live here, and then now it's gone. We used to live here, now it's gone. Cut all of that, so it would have been like a 5-hour video, but now it's 26 minutes. And what you would have seen is that it just exported. Love that, 26 minutes. And in this way, I can go through and instead of having, oh my God, look at the quality. Her camera work is insane. That's Liv's library, hi. What I can do is I can delete this section, move to trash, bye-bye. And then I can just upload when I'm making the full video, I can upload just that video that I pushed together. And presumably, assumedly, that will save me a lot of space because these videos are really big. Really big. Because some of y'all got those cameras, like those big cameras. Love that for you. So that is what I'm going to be doing now, is going through and doing that. You have no idea how much work this has been so far. I've been doing this for 2 weeks, but I will say it is far easier than it was last year and the year before because I was going through it last year. I was going through it like mental breakdown city. I cut my hair. It was bad. It was bad. Let's have a toast to that. Or not a toast to that. Let's pour one out for that. Yes. That's exciting. So yes, that's what we're working with right now. I tried to make a little over 2 weeks of every single day working on this all day be a little bit shorter so that you weren't, sitting through a million years. But I know this is also still long. So yes, I'm going to continue chugging along. And hopefully I will hit you back with another update, even though, again, I don't really know how I'm going to update this without you being bored out of your skull. Hopefully you're not. And if you are, hopefully you've already clicked out and you're not watching this anymore and you didn't thumbs down it. Anyway, LOL, let's get back to work. I have been working on this for so long. Days. Today, nonstop. I think this is like the 9th or 10th hour that I've spent doing this. Basically taking everybody's video and inputting them, which takes a long time to load and process and everything, and then cutting them down to the clips that I need, putting them in their respective video, and then, getting them all together in like 20 to 30 minute clips and exporting that as its own video so that hopefully like everything will be the same. Oh my God, I'm just not realizing. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. Oh no. Well, I have to cancel that. Because I forgot to, oh fuck. Okay. No, it's not, listen, it's not that big a deal. It's not that big of a deal. It's not that big of a deal. I was 75% of the way through downloading my first video for Just for the Summer, but I realize now that I forgot to go through and check the audio quality of each clip, which is a big deal because some of these girlies use microphones and some girlies like me don't. And the difference is vast. Vast, okay? So some people, if they aren't like how close we are, if we aren't close like this, you can hear me pretty well, even though I don't have a microphone. But if I had the camera set up and I was sitting on the couch, Morse code, you need to read lips. You know what I'm saying? So I need to go through and like make sure that people aren't either like way too loud or way too soft, or there isn't like that harsh S sound, which I'm not really sure how to get rid of, but I'm doing my best. So I'm kind of living in this failure right now of that I forgot to do that with the Just for the Summer, because obviously that's going to be a really long clip to export. But anyway, I've been doing that all days. And I will say that while this is very tedious, it takes a very long time to do this, the thing that keeps me going to be like, okay, yeah, but is that this is so much more streamlined up until this point. Like the process of researching and whittling down and, now gathering, though I don't know if I told you this, but I had a really, really, really difficult time figuring out how to download these videos because it's almost impossible. And a lot of the websites that I was using or programs I was using would either download them only 1 minute, like it would download just a minute of the video, or just really bad quality. So I ended up getting, I paid for a program, which is working really well for me. I don't remember what it's called. It's like the green circle with the white cloud in the center. Anyway, it's like 4K video. I don't know. I paid for that because I was like, listen, video, like I can't have done all this work and then not make the video. That was a difficult, but other than that and a few other like things I couldn't have really seen coming, this has been the most thorough, streamlined experience of the past 3 years. Like last year's video, we all know. Remember when I cut 10 inches off my hair? Yeah. That was crazy. Listen, we were going through it, okay? And this year, I feel like while I am really pressuring myself that like, it's only January 10th, but it's already January 10th. And last year, I feel like I really flubbed by putting the video out in February because I know that it was a shit ton of work, but February was like doing a disservice to the video because not as many people watched it because they weren't interested in 2023 at that point anymore, which is not their fault. You know, it is me. But I really want to like put this video out before February. Like I really do. So that's my hope and my priority. So right now I have gotten done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of 11 videos are exported in terms of the moments that each of these booktubers talk about these books. I have taken out, put into one video, exported, and then I'm going to go through and edit them as they need to be edited for my video. But just so I don't have the extra fat of them talking about all the other books, because that would be absolutely insane. That would legitimately be like a 260-hour long video. No. Okay. I'm hoping to get everything exported tonight. I thought that I would be able to do it today, but again, I'm 10 hours in and I had already done 2 or 3 of them. So I've done like 6 or 5. I don't know. It takes a long time. Anyway, I need to go back and reformulate the audio of this first clip of Just for the Summer and then export that and then we can get the ball rolling. Okay. What I should have done is over the last few days, come back and showed you all the work that I've been doing. And I didn't do that. So instead, I'm going to tell you that. But first, I'm going to show you something scary. Okay, so I'm working on the last book, but the first one that you'll see in the video. You know what I'm saying? The one with the least amount of people and then blah, blah, blah. And it's We Used to Live Here by Marcus Cleaver. Now, every time I do this, where I'm like putting the titles like back to back, I'm like, okay, well, I don't want it to be like title. I'm like, how about it be like 2 people saying it at once, 3 people saying it at once, so on and so forth. And every time I work on it, and then I come back the next day and I realize how scary it is. But I've outdone myself with how scary it is, okay? And I didn't realize it until just now. Watch this. Look at this. Okay, so I'm gonna show it to you, like front to back, but then I'm gonna point out something really scary, okay? Here we go.
We used to live here.
We used to live here.
We used to live here. We used to live here.
We used to live here.
We used to live here.
We used to live here.
We Used to Live Here by Marcus Cleaver. Okay, that's already scary. But look at this. Oh, wait. Hold on. We're talking about the book? They both look over at exactly the same time. That's scary. Look.
We used to live here. We used to live here. We used to live.
I can't. That's so scary. Oh my God. Am I making a horror movie? Yikes. But what you haven't seen is oh God, there's so much I didn't show you. So I took each person's clip and I put their name as like a text overlay, but I had to do a compound clip and rename each of them because they were already renamed to be like, say this is the beginning, because I said beginning because this might be the thing that I used in the beginning. Like, see?
Everybody's been talking about this.
This book was getting a lot of buzz and
stuff like that. So that says beginning, but then I would do plot beginning and then plot following, because it's like saying the characters that we're following. And then I did like any that said Eve first and then Eve and Charlie and then Charlie. Because oh my God, if you've already seen this video and you're like, why is Jordaline in it so much. Girl, nobody's doing it like her. Nobody's doing it like her. She just is better than all of you. I'm sorry. She's the best. Like, I can't cut her out. Anything out. She's so good. Okay, anyway, sorry. Plot. So it's like there's new house and there's plot renovate, and then there's plot Eve home alone, and there's Charlie's gone for like so whatever reason. And then there's the knock on the door. So anytime somebody's talking about that, and then there's used to live here. So that's when anybody's saying like why the family is knocking on the door. And then we have Eve says yes. Eve lets them in was the tag I did for that. And then we have, what the fuck? They won't leave, which I hope is going to be funny. And the only person that actually says why they don't leave. So probably going to have this entire clip in there. And then anytime somebody's talking about the writing, or well, I put writing plot because it was both, but then we have puzzles. So talking about the puzzles in it, and then Reddit thread because that is a big deal. Okay, a lot of people, good. And then I just have all the gush because I don't really know what people were saying there. That's probably gonna get interspersed, I don't know. So I'll pick one person who says, like, I'll give you an example of following.
It's about a sapphic couple.
This story follows our main character, Eve. This is about Eve and Charlie. Eve and Charlie are like these lesbians, right? I don't think I've ever called lesbians before, but it's so cute.
And this book follows Charlie and Eve.
So that's what I mean. And I'll pick out somebody, presumably what I'll do is I'll pick out someone, or 2 or 3 people, to be honest, that say this is following Eve. And then I'll pick out like 2 to 3 people that say, and Charlie. And then I'll probably use Jordaline lesbians because that's hilarious. And the reason I'll pick out 2 to 3 people is because if I picked one person that said, oh, we're following Eve. And I was like, oh, this is perfect. They stop, like they have a kind of not dedicated, but like they take a breath between we're following Eve and then whatever, so that it's not a jumbled mess of syllables. But I can't just have one person, because imagine I take this person.
So in this, we are following a couple, Charlie and Eve.
Well, this person, both of these people say Charlie first and then Eve, and everybody else says Eve and then Charlie. But anyway, so imagine I take this person saying we're following Charlie, and then I take this person and they say and Eve, and I cut everybody else. And then after a while, I'm editing and I realize that the next clip I'm using her. And I'm like, well, no, I want it to have as many people in it as possible. And I don't want it. Well, okay, I know I say that and it's literally Jordaline's all over the place, but she doesn't count. She doesn't count. Because again, like no hoe could do it better. Everyone's gagged, you know? But I want it to have as many people in it as possible. So I don't want to get rid of the multiple clips. I just want to pare it down to like 2 or 3 so that in this case, if my next clip is her, then I have a backup of the and Eve, if that makes sense. Yeah. So it went from 24 minutes to 13 and a half minutes, and presumably we will get that down to, I don't want it to be any more than 5 minutes. Okay, like half an hour later or something. But I'm going to show you what I mean when I say like putting them together and trying to get as many people in it as possible, or, you know, the variety. Because that'll be important later when there's 60 people talking about it. We're not gonna talk about that. Okay, sorry, you're gonna get so much whiplash, and I am sorry. In this beginning one, we have Safi. Where are you? Hello, Safi, saying everybody's been talking about this book. Now I need to fix the gap right here between the pause between her talking and her talking. But everybody's been talking about this book. And then going into Ashley saying, and I was worried it wasn't going to live up to the hype, but it did, which I might have somebody else that says, but it did. So I'll have to kind of keep an eye on that. I need to put a marker there because I'll forget. And then it goes to Hannah saying, and if you don't know what this is about, let me tell you. And then we have Steph saying, we're following a couple. And then Charlie and Eve, Jordaline being hilarious. Cool, thank you. Telling us that it's about a sapphic relationship. See, here's the thing. When it says, oh, who just, she starts with saying, who just purchased a home. Now, obviously, it would be better if I'd taken one of the clips of the people that said, and they just purchased their own home, because it would flow better. But I want more faces. So this is what I went with. Who disperses their first home. And then we have Mindy saying it's in a remote area because I feel like that might add to the horror element of it. And then they are planning on renovating it. So we have Haley, and then we have Jamie saying to make a profit. Now, it's a little clunky with her clip right here just because of the way that these go together. But I want her to be in it. And obviously she will be in it. There's plenty of her in the later parts. But I want, you know, it to be different face, different face, different face. Does that make sense? And I forgot to tell you that I started a new project. So that's what they're called, projects. So there's We Used to Live Here. And obviously we were just looking at that. Then we have Delete. So, oh my God, I'm so sorry, Kayla. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to pause it like that. Okay. I'll show you what I mean is whenever I have clips that I'm like, do I want to use this one? I don't know. I don't think so. Then I'll put it in the delete project. So it's not deleted, but it's ? Delete. So this is an example. So we have all these. Eve is home alone. Charlie's gone. But in this clip, Kayla says,
and one of them is out of the house. One of them is home.
Now that's just too vague for me because plenty of people say the names. So I'm going to take her clip. I copied it. I'm going to delete it from here and add it to here so that it's not gone. I can still use it if I need to. But as of right now, I don't feel that I will need it. So I can just rest assured that it's still there for whenever, if I do need it. Editing Katie here. I'm going to be doing a voiceover, but I have not watched back in depth these clips, so I'm going to be stumbling all over myself. Also, I apologize that while I'm in Final Cut Pro, I have the video skimming option on, and that can be very jump scary. So apologies for that. It's going to be a little jarring. But here I was just kind of editing down each individual little clip so that there's not any semblance of a breath before or afterward. And then here I am choosing to take this last guy here, and I'm only going to use the title because it kind of cuts off the author's name. So I didn't want that sound. It just was jarring to me. I didn't like it. So I cut that out. And here I'm just organizing them by length of the clip because while they might have a totally different cadence or way of speaking, it's more likely that I'm going to get something useful and cohesive if they have a similar length of clip because I'll have more to work with, if that makes sense. And here, I'm not listening to them. I'm just looking at it and kind of fumbling things around and trying to see what could possibly work. Now, I cut out so much. You guys, if you think, oh my God, Katie, like just make a decision. I don't think you understand. You really could not possibly begin to understand. Hours and hours I spent doing this. So here I'm slowing down Marinez and cutting the clips of the words. So say I'm taking James by Percival Everett so that some people say certain words faster. They might pronounce certain words very strongly and others not. So I want to be able to line them up specifically. And that is very hard and mostly very time consuming. But listen, the things you do for the art, you know what I'm saying? The things you do. This was really hard because both of these, Book Chat with Pat and, is it Good Books Lately? Oh my God, I'm so sorry if I'm wrong. But they spoke very slowly and I needed them to sync up. I end up going back and doing a bit more with that in it's the past now, but you know what I'm saying. Okay, I would basically take the bottom clip and I would shorten it. And then when the top clip would be set how do I say this? When the top clip is hovering above all the other clips, then I would shorten it until it would slot down into the... Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense. Hopefully at some point you'll just see it happen. But anyway, yes, I am going through. I did, unfortunately, oh, well, look at this. Oh, it's done. Yay. Oh, I have to. Oh, no, it's not. Katie, you really thought for a second there. You did be thinking. So I, unfortunately, only screen recorded myself doing titles. I don't know why. I don't know why. So we're going to go over what I did with the other things later on. But here I am kind of cutting everybody down to fit. And with some creators like this, I did scale them up so that they would be a little bit more alike with the other side of the screen and the other booktuber. Now, obviously, they're not exactly the same size-wise, but, you know, it just helped out a little bit and made it a little bit less jarring and made their face more prominent. So I definitely do this with Des on the side here, Desmond. Oh, stunning. Beautiful. Just kind of go through and line everybody up. Okay. I want to show y'all something. So this is for The Will of the Many. Now, one of the problems I have with the titles for The Will of the Many is that some people pronounce it James Islington, some people pronounce it James Islington, and then some people have accents, and I'm trying to mix, like, the people that are on this side say Islington, and the people on this side say Islington. Gavin's not, but I would presume he would probably know. I'm only saying I presume he would know the author's name more because he's my friend, so I'm just biased. Oh, and Sarah's also my friend, and she's on this side. So, I mean, I don't know. They're stacked over here. You're getting whiplash. I'm sorry. But, okay, so when I'm trying to pair them up for the ones that are going to go next to each other, so all you see is her right now, but under that is, I believe her name's Leanne. So on this one, I did some mashing up of, I cut to where she says The Will of the Many, and then, oh, I know it's blurry. It's okay. You get the point. And then this is by James Islington. And then this is her saying The Will of the Many by James Islington, because she had like a significant pause and I needed to speed up the James and speed up her The Will of the Many and slow down her James Islington. So you can see that you're not going to be able to see, but you can hear that it works out better. So here we go.
The Will of the Many by James Islington.
I mean, am I a genius? Okay. And then in this one, I wanted to pair up Olive and I'm not sure if Olive is actually her name or if Olive's is just her username, but either way, super cute name. Hi, girl. So I wanted to pair up Olive and Gavin because they both had a very similar inflection when it came to The Will of the Many instead of The Will of the Many. So I wanted to pair that up. The only problem is she pronounced Islington as Islington and he pronounced it as Islington. So what I actually did is this right here, you'll see this tiny little clip is actually her. And I took the hard S that she used and put it between Olive's clips and then put Olive's clip where she was saying I, which obviously drags out a lot longer than a hard S. So I had to speed up her clip to 170%. But again, you won't be able to see it. Hopefully I'll remember to show you it side by side, but you can hear how well they go together now.
The Will of the Many by James Islington.
I wish I could have showed you what they sounded like before, but I didn't remember to do that. Oh, well, but yeah, that's like the craziness I'm doing to make them sound perfect when I truly don't believe anybody would care. But I do. What is When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker about? Because I've watched, 19, 20, something like that, booktubers talk about it, describe it, and I have no idea. Because what are they talking about? Oh my God, none of them say the same thing. None of them say the same thing. Most of them don't really describe the book at all. And granted, they say it's really hard to describe. Fair. So there's only like 3 booktubers that are really prevalent in this section, which, you know, obviously is not the point of this video. But again, they're the only people that I can kind of string together because they seem to kind of have the same thought of what the book is about. But it's just blowing my mind. This one is so hard. It is so hard. It's only 2 minutes and 55 seconds for the video, where everything else has been at least 3 minutes and like 46 seconds because I had to just cut out so much stuff because I was like, that doesn't make any sense. I don't know what you're talking about. And it's not their fault. Like, I'm sure the book is really confusing or maybe stuff is spoiler. I don't know, but this one is like driving me crazy. But anyway, okay, back to the title. Okay, so as for the title, right now it is 45.06 seconds. I'm going to show you the 45, sorry, not 46 seconds, and then tell you what I'm planning on. Well, I'll tell you what I'm planning on doing with it first. So I have a couple that are just the title. I have a duplicate here. She says the title twice, but she has an accent. So I wanted to have options. So see here.
When the Moon Hatched. When the Moon Hatched.
I guess those are really similar. But anyway, I wanted to be sure. So I have a couple that are just the title, but then the rest of them I have title plus author. So what I was thinking is that in this one, I was just going to do like, see what it would look like where it's like title, 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 title. I feel like I'm changing it every time, which honestly is good for me because I don't want to get bored. I don't know if that'll be good for viewing, but anyway, I'm going to show you what it looks like before I edit it down.
When the Moon Hatched.
When the Moon Hatched. When the Moon Hatched.
By Sarah A. Parker.
When the Moon Hatched 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 by Sarah Parker.
When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker.
When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker.
When the Moon Hatched by Sarah Parker. When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker. Are you kidding? Are you kidding me with this book? My God.
Oh my God, I love Cara. She is so funny. Oh my God. Okay, that's at the end. I'm keeping that whole thing in. That's hilarious. This, oh, I die. That is so funny. That's so funny. Okay, yeah, that's it full through, but this is a book that luckily people tend to say a little bit slower, which is great because like melodically they will go together a little bit easier, I presume, but that's way too long. Like 45 seconds of them saying the title over and over again is too much. So I think I'm just gonna see if I can just do like title, title, title. And I don't know if I'm gonna put them overlap each other. I don't know. But anyway, I'll try to screen record it. We'll see. It'll probably take me an hour. Okay, let's do it. So in order to get all the names of the booktubers who spoke about a specific book, I would search for the title. Well, here I had to make sure that it was being categorized by alphabet. But I searched for the title, and then I can go and see every booktuber that mentioned it, and then I can highlight all of their names in order to make the username overlays that I need in Canva. So this was a previous list. Here I'm just going to replace it with the new set. Now, obviously, some people are duplicated and I won't need to redo that. So here I'm just taking out the people that I know, I'm pretty sure I've already made a username overlay because they've already been featured in the video and I don't need to redo it. No, of course I am going to have to, like right here, double check my work because there was one that I was mistaken. And then also look and see who it is I need to be focusing on. See, discrepancy, I made a mistake. Oh, I know I made a mistake with Katie. Yep, there we go. Because I could have sworn I'd already made one for her. I don't know what happened there, but okay. Here I go and I take these, I copy that, put Haley Bush, take out the space, and then I also copy and paste that into the name of the photo so that it will be easier for me to locate them when they're in their folder and I need to put an overlay for Haley. I can just Control F kind of thing on my folders and go to the H's or go to Haley and then copy and paste. Oh, hey, Jordaline. Hi. I was watching Jordaline videos for most of the time I was doing this. I'm not gonna lie to you. Never say that I am not faithful. So yes, I did this. Took a long time. Then I was putting them into my usernames category and there's way more than 95 for sure. I go into this and I copy and paste the usernames so that I can, oh, and then I put them above. Perfect. Katie, you're doing great, sweetie. You're doing great. And then I just drag them to the people that I'm sure I know who they are. I know this is Books and Heather. I've used her, I think, all 3 years in this video. And I know that's Covers with Cassidy. So I go and find Covers with Cassidy and I drag it. To be honest, I should have Control F and searched because that's the reason I named them, but you know, we can't all win. We can't all win. And of course, Chandler Ainsley, like obviously I know who she is. So I'm doing that. And then afterward, I will go through and look at my playlist of booktubers that I have linked in that video and scroll through and see their faces so that I can be sure I have the right username because there were so many of them that I was like, oh yeah, it's definitely so-and-so. But what if I'd been wrong? Like say with the, I'll read what she's reading. There's Michaela, Reggie, and, oh, I'm so sorry, I'm forgetting the third girl's name. But what if I got them mixed up? That would be so embarrassing. I would feel so bad. So yes, this I went and looked up. I was like, is this Samantha? I don't want to be wrong because there's Samantha Faye, Samantha Donovan. found the right one. Perfect. And here I am. I sped this up because, obviously. And I think one of these actually was a duplicate that I didn't need to do, but regardless, I find them and slot them in. Okay, I ditched that. After hearing When the Moon Hatched 3 times in a row, I was like, no, let's not. So what I'm gonna do with this one is I'm gonna do title, like maybe 2, I don't know, I think 2. People saying When the Moon Hatched, and then 2 people saying by Sarah A. Parker. When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker. When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker. Is that still repetitive? Of fucking course it is. But listen, we have to get our kicks and gigs wherever we can. Okay. So as you can tell, it is edited to death because especially with the by Sarah A. Parker, people said it in such different ways, syllable wise. The book title, not so much. So I did have to go and cut so I cut the by Sarah A. Parker. If that sounds like a lot, it is, but listen. So I haven't watched it back. I'm hoping that it's all good. That's the prayer. So we're going to watch it together. Let's see.
When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker.
When the Moon Hatched
by Sarah A. Parker.
When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker.
When the Moon Hatched
by Sarah A. Parker.
When the Moon Hatched
by Sarah A. Parker.
When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker. Okay, I need to do like a cheeky little cut in on her, but there is one moment that I felt like it paused a little bit, so I'll see if I can fix that. But yeah, this is looking good. I'm not mad at it. It is much later in the day. Much later, but I am determined to get as far as I can today. I would love to finish Heartless Hunter, but I don't think that's possible. I went through and tagged everything and then split the title portions from the video portions, and that took so long, but still. What I'm thinking about doing for this one is every word, I know that's crazy, but like every word, maybe not by, but every word being a different person. So, Heartless Hunter by Kristen Cicerelli. Heartless Hunter by Kristen Cicerelli. That's what I'm thinking of doing for this one. Now, obviously, I'm going to run out of ideas, and we're going to circle back. But by the time I circle back to a past idea, it won't be old anymore. I hope. Okay, anyway, let's go. Okay, I haven't gone through and edited there might be a second of a pause before or another word being said afterward. I haven't done that, but I put them in order. You see, I did 1, which was Heartless, 2, Hunter, 3, by Kristen, and then 4, Cicerelli, or however it was pronounced. I cut the ones that pronounce it differently, but we're going to see this together. Okay, let's see what it looks like.
Heartless Hunter by Kristen Cicerelli.
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 Okay, that's sickening. Oh, that's sickening. That's sickening. It needs some shaping. To the salon. Okay, it just exported. So let's see what it looks like now. I'm seeing it for the first time as well as you.
Another dazzlingly perfect YA fantasy is Heartless Hunter.
Heartless Hunter by Kristen Cicerelli.
Heartless Hunter
By Kristen Cicerelli.
Heartless Hunter
By Kristen Cicerelli. Heartless Hunter by Kristen Cicerelli.
The Crimson Moth.
The Crimson Moth.
The Crimson Moth.
AKA Heartless Hunter in the US. So if you live in the UK, I believe this book is called Crimson Moth, by the way. If you can't find Heartless Hunter, it has a different title.
Okay. I'm sorry. Did I eat? Did I? That was good. That was so good. Oh my God. Now I want to do that for the rest of them, but it's going to be weird that the first 5 are not like that. But oh my God, that was so good. Oh, I'm proud of that. That is so good. I love it. You want to see something unwell? Unwell. What? Oh my God. This is crazy. This is crazy. This one is by far the absolute hardest title to do because everybody says it so differently. Some people say it really slow. Some people say it really fast. Some people say it normal. But dude, it's impossible. Impossible. When I actually had to slow myself down to 90%. But some people I had to slow down to what was it? 77%, 84%. Oh God, who was it that I had to slow down a lot? Oh, I had to slow her down so much. Look at how tiny this sliver is. That's crazy. So to get it to sound like Okay, I'll just show you this one.
Bride by Ellie Hazelwood.
So I have to cut it by syllable to make this word salad, okay? So for the one that's going to be 5 people, I did choose the ones that were kind of the most difficult to work with to do as 5 because I figured they might kind of cancel each other out with like the noises, I guess. That was my thought process, but this is what it looks like when, I mean, I've already kind of timed, I've slowed down some of it, but Ashley's is the longest by far. And then I did, you know, a little bit shorter. Okay, so this is what it looks like and sounds like right now. Just be prepared, it's gonna be terrible.
Bride by Ellie Hazelwood.
Okay, so that's what it, well, actually, let me let you hear it again.
Bride by Ellie Hazelwood.
Obviously insane, crazy. But let's cut to it being fixed. Wow, look, it's another title. You couldn't have guessed. Though these are probably the most dynamic in terms of watching experience. But here I'm just showing that I go in this clip for Bride, the title, I go from 2 people and then 3 people, 4 people, and then 5 people because I liked to not be bored. So every time I was making one of these, it had to be different. Something had to be different about it, which I feel like is very obvious when it comes to the last few books because we get wild, wild with the editing. And I just kind of scroll through or scrub through the videos in question and think who would be best to be in the middle. And in this case, Allie would be best to be in the middle because she is the odd duck in this situation because the other 2, Witty and, which I know that's not her, you know, God-given name, but that's her title or her username. Witty and Bookables, they are very front and center. So I wanted them to be bookending just Allie. I'm sure that thought process was very obvious and you did not need me to tell you that, but that is the thought process nonetheless. And then we have, oh look, 4 people. Chandler almost perfectly fit herself into the second slot. I barely had to move her as well as Steph. And the other 2 were a little bit more difficult. Oh, not difficult. They were not difficult. Sorry. That is not the case. But they were not as perfunctory. They were not as oddly easy. This one, though, I will tell you in a second here, I know that I remember doing this. This girl, I did have to go and really fiddle with the contrast and everything. Oh, on the left, oh my gosh, it's Kat, Artemis Daydreams, that's my friend. But I did have to go and really alter her because I think it was the sunlight, but the contrast of everyone else compared to her, it just made her look bad. Like I didn't want it to look like her video was bad in comparison to them. So I went through and altered the shadows and contrast and everything to try and make her look the same as them. I see now that I don't know when that's going to come into play, but I did in fact do that. I don't know why I haven't done it yet, but I know that it does happen. Okay, now we're doing 5 people. This is very hard. It looks hard. Look at all those little slices. Look at all those slices of pie. It's enough slices. Is that the meme? In my head it is. Okay, this one was also kind of hard because the slices are so thin that if someone has a really close-up shot of their face, it's not gonna work and it's not gonna look pretty. But I was very lucky with these 5, and I don't believe that I even put this into consideration when choosing who the 5 people would be, but I was very lucky that none of them were incredibly close to the camera, so that was just something that was kismet. And I love that it goes from almost like tall, short, super tall, short, and then, well, did I fix that? Oh, I did, to be tall. Look at the symmetry. Look at the symmetry. Girls, are you gagged? Girls, are you gagged? Because I'm gagged. I, for one, am gagged. Okay. Then I have to copy and paste it onto the rest of their video segments so that they're all in the same spot and the same scale and everything like that. So that's a little tedious, but fun. Oh, okay. Here we go. Now we're editing her. Yes, ma'am. Get with the gang. Get with the girls. Now, on Final Cut Pro, I do not know how to do this. This I really struggle with. I don't understand it. The changing, almost like filters. If I'm on Canva, sure. I'm on Instagram, sure. This, it's a learning curve I have not even begun to master. It's, look at them. It's a mess. It's a mess. I'm sorry, girl, I did what I could for you. I apologize if there was an easy way to make it look better, and I just unfortunately don't know what it is. Okay, we're here for the chaos. Let's see how many layers we have, okay? Yep. This is mental illness. This is mental illness. This is crazy. Well, okay. Let's just watch it, okay?
Next, we have Bride.
Bride.
And then we have Bride.
Bride by Allie Hazelwood. Bride by Allie Hazelwood. Bride by Allie Hazelwood. Bride by Allie Hazelwood. Bride by Allie Hazelwood.
One thing I forgot to mention also is that in these clips where there's, say, four people talking, I had to go through and lower the volume on, say, for the threes, I lowered all their volumes from what I previously had by 1 degree, or 1 volume measurement. Anyway, and then on 4s, I lowered them all by 2. And then on the 5ths, I lowered them all by 4. And then went through and saw whose voice was really low and then maybe up to them by 1. Yeah, anyway, whatever. Yeah, this is crazy. Don't do this. Don't be me. Do not follow in my footsteps, please God. Okay, you know when people say, if I win the lottery, I won't tell anybody, but there will be clues, you know, and cut to like a bajillion books or diamonds or whatever. I feel like I've said this before, but I try not to have favorites. I try, you know, I really do. If you want to know who my friends are, I'm not going to say, but there will be clues. There will be clues. I think this is like the 3rd time that I've done something special for Gavin, but look at this. This man, I can't. Look at this.
Hesitation. No.
This woman's had me in the palm of its hand, so I was eating it up. But my palms were not what I wanted to be eaten, if you know what I mean.
Stop it. Get some help.
And it's
That killed me. I don't know why, but this graphic is so funny to me. Oh, I love it. Also, it doesn't make sense unless you know that I made this graphic and it wasn't in his video. But that's so funny. Oh, I love it. Oh my gosh. I'll find myself getting a little bored, you know? Especially when I'm doing the tagging, but I find myself getting a little bored and I have to mix it up. I have to mix something up. And this, what I just did to this man, made me laugh. I'm sorry to this man, but this is funny. Okay, look at this, look at this. It's him and his wife, and she's talking about One Dark Window, and she's like, oh, there's like a romance, you know, cool. And he says, spice? Like questioning, like, is there spice in it? This is so, I just love, watch this.
The narrative itself.
Spice?
Yeah. So the second one, definitely.
All right.
The first one, yes.
If you like books.
I don't have anything to say for myself. I really don't have anything to say for myself. Sometimes you have to make yourself laugh, you know? Because I didn't have a section where I was showing you me doing this, I'm gonna tell you what I did for the bulk of the video. So I would upload all of the creators' clips of them speaking about the book. And then I would watch each creator in full, and I would slice down their footage into segments. So say they say the title of the book, I would slice and I would put title. Or if they say the title and the author, I would slice and I would put title plus author. Then when they say this book is following, slice, and I would tag it following. Then if they said the characters' names, cut that, tag it, the characters' names, whatever they may be. If they say what the genre is, I would cut it and tag it genre. I would cut and tag plot, and then whatever the thing about the plot I want to address is. So say plot love interest, plot kidnap, plot, I don't know, wedding, whatever it may be. And then I would also do that for all of the things I would title gush, which are the reasons that people are giving it the star rating that they are. So I would put gush writing, gush characters, such and so forth. And then when I was done with that, which took, oh my God, so long. It was so long. When I was done doing that to every single clip, I would go to the beginning and I would search title. I would copy all of those, drag them to the beginning. Copy author, drag those to the beginning. Copy title and author, drag those to right after author. Then I would do all of the plot, and then all the gush would be after it. And then I would go to the plot and I would put it in order of what I wanted the story to be. So this book is following. I would do following, put all of those at the front of plot, then character names, second on plot, such and so forth until we got to gush. And then I would put those in order of the following, whatever they may be. Relationship, love, found family, writing, atmospheric, whatever it is. And then I would go through from that and decide whose clip I wanted to use for each event. That was very tedious and time consuming. Honestly, the tagging part of it was the most extraneous part. That was so withering. I was withered. But then after that was the fun part, which was piecing the puzzle together to make a plot and make a review. And honestly, I'm really proud of myself for that. And I think that I did a really good job. And I do think I'm good at that. So anyway, that's what I did with that. I know I hadn't told you before, so here is that information. But here I am uploading the videos that I have for this. This was my first trial run, which honestly is probably for the best that it was summer because it's the last word. But here I did not realize yet that I could position these booktubers so that they would look better in the frames that they're in. Right now it's working out. Okay, well, clearly I forgot to show you that I did that. But anyway, this is me trying to figure out what color I think really represents Just for the Summer, and I ended up going with this orange. I think it's actually really perfect. It's kind of a middle ground of all the colors that are on there. And then I uploaded chose a off-white sheet, and then I have to make individual pages for each letter, but they have to contain all of the graphics from the previous pages. So it's a lot of stuff to say almost nothing. Do you know what I'm saying? But here we go. Isn't it beautiful? Stunning. Like, it's dynamic. It's different. At least there was something unique about Just for the Summer, because I knew that I was going to have a bunch of people on the grid saying Just for the Summer, Just for the Summer, Just for the Summer. But this is dynamic. I kind of blew myself away a little bit with this. And with all of them being in the slots of 64, even though I'd done that with Funny Story, having their thumbnail really changed it and made it so beautiful. And I wish I'd done that for Funny Story, but I was not about to go and change everything I'd already done. Not on your life. Thank you, Lucifer. I don't freaking think so. So yes, I was a little bit worried that this was going to be very monotonous, and the people I've shown in real life agree that this is very monotonous. But listen, what am I supposed to do? I want to show them all, okay? Oh, well, I guess here I am showing you that I am kind of shifting their faces around to make sure that their face is prominently shown, and it is the best, vision of them that I can do. And the finished product, look how cute it is. Oh my gosh, I love it. And honestly, I love this orange. I know I agonized over it for a little bit, but like, it was worth it. So cute. And then, this is me making I don't even remember how many people are in each. What is it? 4x4. I don't know math. Okay. This is me making the aforementioned Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. Actually, I'm pretty sure I did Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. Also, I want to tell you, did you see that girl that has the lace right there? So many people were wearing that. I own that. I own that shirt. So many people were wearing that in their videos. It was insane. And then the other thing is so many people were wearing Taylor Swift hoodies in their videos. It was like actually astronomical how many of them I came across. Like wild, absolutely wild. I love this cover so much. God bless, wish I loved the book. Nothing against Abby Jimenez, gonna pick up everything she writes, but what a gorgeous gown. Gorgeous, gorgeous gown. But I love that I found this extended cover photo that was created by the Bibliophile Book Reviews for their blog, because it's such a stunning backdrop for this. I just think, I I don't know. I just couldn't have found anything better. And this is where I'm like trying to figure out what the logistics are for row 1, column 1, row 2, column 2, such and whatnot. And then here I just immediately went for Peace Love Books because I know what her face looks like. I know what her title is or her username, and I don't have to question it. Everyone else, I was going through and saying, okay, like I know Raven-Haired Reader, you know, I know Aspen's Archives, I know Covers with Cassidy, I know Kalila D, I know Jess Owens, like I know all these people. So I'm like, okay, I can just go through and slot them in. And then here I was shortening everything down to expedite. This was too much. This was too much. I went through and renamed all the clips with like a shortened version of the Booktubers usernames. I dare say why. I dare say why. I mean, yeah, it makes things easier, but not that much easier that it would warrant me spending the time doing this. But I did do it, and I sped it up to like 300%. So you're welcome that you don't have to sit through the actual speed of this clip. But I love, well, one, they look blurry. The photos look blurry because I took a screenshot from the playlist I have on YouTube of Best Booktubers. So, but that's regardless, besides the point, because they're going to be really tiny, so they're going to look good. So now I have to go and slot them in to put them next to the clip of the creators saying the word in which they say, and then make it the length of the coming footage, if that makes sense. So yeah, you know, I can copy, paste, I can look for Liv and put it with Liv's library, but I know what Liv's library's face looks like. So I don't, you know, okay, listen, we're not here to judge the past. We're not. I crammed. I have done nothing the last 4 days but sit at this computer and edit this video because I said I have to finish it in January. Technically, I could conceivably post it tomorrow, which would be January 31st, but I don't think that a few hours is enough time to let people know that it's happening. So I'm going to do it on February 1st if everything goes according to plan. But I want to show you something. This is really freaking me out, okay? So I'm presuming it's because I've been sitting at this chair and I always have one knee, you know, 90 degrees on the floor, and then the other one like this on top of it. Not like crossed, but like, anyway. I'm presuming this is why, but this has never happened to me, and it is freaking me out so bad. Okay, I'm gonna show you. Now, you might think that looks like a normal ankle. You may be thinking this. Let me show you what my normal ankle, well, you can't even tell. You can't even like really see how drastic it is, but this one is so swollen. Oh my God, it's scaring me so much. Like what? Okay, like see here, you can't even see the bone of my ankle. Like, and I feel like it seems like I'm being dramatic, but it really is like, okay. Like, anyway, it said to elevate it. I don't think this is what they mean. I feel like you're supposed to like put your foot above your like head, like as in like laying on the ground, then you lift your feet. I don't know, but it's freaking me out and I don't like that. And when I Google it, I just get like the scariest responses. So I'm going to try not to do that anymore. But I finished editing the video. I finished editing it. So much has happened since I talked to you last. But again, like I could not focus on anything else. Even telling you what I was doing, I had to just knuckle down. So right now it's uploading right now. It's been uploading for an hour and some odd, and it is at 20%. So to be honest, that's better than I thought it would be. So yeah, I need to go on Canva and solidify the thumbnail, which Gavin, a king. king of acts of service. He made this thumbnail for me. He does it so fast and so well. And I'm like, dude, that would have taken me 2 days of nonstop agonizing over tiny details. And he did it, it's seemingly in like 20 minutes. He did it so fast. I was like, what must it be like to live my dream? Like, what must it be like? I don't understand, but I'm so thankful for you, Gavin. So thankful. I need to go and put the words on it and get that solidified. And then I need to go and remember how I tagged everybody last time, because I remember that I had a really difficult time where I would do the @ and then the person's username. But then if I changed anything about the description or any of it after that, then it would presumably untag them, because it would go from the @ symbol with their username being gray, which means it's a link, to just being black. And I would assume like, okay, so now it's just words. It's not like somebody can click on it and go to their channel. That was a year ago and more. So maybe I'm wrong about that, but I need to figure that out. And then I can wait for it to upload, and I can do the monetization, and I can schedule it and talk about it. I can't think about that. That's too exciting. Okay. It's at 21% now. Oh my gosh. Like, just being with you is a progress. Just being with you is eliciting change. Love that. Okay. I need to get back to work. Okay, we're here for something a little bit more fun to look at, and that is me changing and creating the thumbnail. So here I just copied and pasted and then took out several faces. Here we have Riley Marie, because the version of her photo that I have made her look just so drastically pale compared to everyone else that I know she's not that much more pale than Sarah. I know she cannot possibly be. So I was taking her and Ellen here, and then the two guys at the top, I will in a second, and I'm changing the saturation and everything of their photo to help them more seamlessly align with the rest of the faces in terms of contrast and saturation as it goes for the whole. So this is me taking that, because as of right now, the guys in the center would have looked very unsaturated or very dull in comparison to everyone else. And I did not want that to happen. Also, look at their freaking cute dog. Look at their cute dog. I love that. And here in a second, I want you to understand something. I spent an agonizingly long amount of time on the verbiage, on the title of the thumbnail. And I want you to know that I cut so much of this out, and that it's at 300 times speed. So you're welcome. But yeah, it took a long time. Now it's funny because I ended up going with that bottom font that you see here, and it was the first one that I chose. Now, obviously I continue to waffle between the top and the bottom, but I end up going with the bottom, as I feel like I should have known, because I have it in the spot that I ended up having it at right here. I kind of thought about putting the 2024, like how I had just previously shown you, the one at the top that's an outline, and then the one with the sparkle, because I thought maybe that would be more dynamic. It didn't end up working out, and I didn't really like it, but I did try it. And then I tried this arch, but it kind of cut off Kara, and I wasn't really a big fan of that. So then I decided, okay, like what if I do 2024 in a bigger way, and it's like behind best books? Maybe that'll work out. And honestly, I feel like it could have. I just wasn't sure how to make it happen, and I didn't want the 2024 to be that big. Like, that's great for a different video, but for this video, it's just too distracting to me, for me personally. So then I had the idea, what if I put the 2024 right here, because there's space between these two guys and Bree, and I was like, okay, we kind of have blank space there. Of course, I did toy around with possibly putting it on my shoulder, but we quickly scrapped that and we put it back on my head. And honestly, I love this. I'm so glad that I had this idea. and it fits so perfectly. Like, look, the 2 and the 4 perfectly frame this guy's face. I am a genius. And here we have me just agonizing over and over and over again with the shadows, the shading, the outline. It's never enough, okay? It is never, ever, ever enough. We will agonize about this on our deathbed. And honestly, there's nothing anyone can do about it because that's the kind of crazy that I am. But look at how it turns out though. You're gonna see in a second. Just absolutely stunning. I am so proud of this thumbnail. Gavin, I love you so much. Thank you so much for doing this. Like, what a good friend. What a fantastic friend. Okay. We're gonna sit on that. We're gonna sit on that. Now, thank you, Katie. We're going to, well, I want to let you know that I actually had to download this 5 times because it was too large of a file for YouTube to accept as a thumbnail, which honestly, it feels homophobic. So there's that. But here I am putting the title and I'm changing up I had used a previous description or bio, and now I'm just going through and changing it to be more relevant to this video. And I did speed this up a lot, okay, so you're welcome. But I'm putting the timestamps so that it's easier for people to skip. Like, say if they see a book is listed and it's book number 9 and they hate that book and they don't want to listen to people rave about it, they can skip it and go to book number 8. And it makes it very easy. Or if you want to go back and watch a segment, then you can. Or if you're only interested in seeing the first 3 books, such and so forth. I considered having the book titles instead of book 11, book 10, book 9, but I couldn't do it to myself. Okay, if you want to know what they are, you're gonna have to watch the video. You're gonna have to watch the whole video. And I don't feel bad about that. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't feel bad about that. And then I do have one blooper at the end because I did think that was quite funny. And of course, I have to link the previous 2 years videos because I will do anything for those videos and this video to get views. I will do anything. And then of course, playlist with all of the featured booktubers. And if you haven't checked that out, I highly suggest for you to do so. I did alphabetize it, which did take a very long time. But I wanted to make it foolproof. It's idiot proof, okay? And then I didn't show all of this, but I am going through and tagging the creators that were mentioned. And I don't know what my rhyme or reason was when it comes to the order in which I put them. Last year, I think I did it alphabetically. This year, it was just any old person's name that came to my mind. And honestly, I love that for me. The less I have to think about it, the better my life can possibly be. I only got 3 hours of sleep. I don't even know if I got 3 hours of sleep. I got maybe that. Because I'm freaking out. It is 11:58. I'm so excited. Oh my God. It's so good. So fun. Okay. This is my Super Bowl. This is my Super Bowl. I am so excited. I really, really, really hope that so many people watch this, and I really hope that they love it. If you have seen this video, obviously because you're watching this one, I was like up on Dayquil while I filmed my portions of this. So I tried to edit myself, but it's a little messy. I'm not gonna lie to you. Oh my God, Lori. Hi. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I know you've seen the thumbnail, but look at it. Oh my God, I love it. Premiere begins shortly. Oh my, I'm so excited. Yo. That girl was best up on Dayquil. That was the only good shot that I could get from anything from the thumbnail. But she did it. We did it, Joe. We did it, Joe. I'm so excited. Look at it. Oh my God. 10 seconds. No, wait, you need to see the first second. You need to see the first second. I need you to see it. Oh my God. Bro. Okay, 80. Oh, that jumped up really fast. Oh. I'm not.
And we are here for the third.
Why is this not?
Hey, what's up? Hello. It's Katie Colson here. Welcome to. Oh, welcome back.
What?
The this? You may ask.
That's so weird.
I haven't seen one of these before. I will have.
But
I venture
okay.
to the ninth.
It's happening.
Oh my gosh.
He treats her like a
Dude.
human being.
And so many people did little super
so
chats.
supportive of her, and he's never experienced that
Okay,
before.
218 right now.
Main character who's like happy to just
Oh my god, everybody. The people I love are in the chat. The way that we're all ragging on this book. Like, in the best books video. Wow, that's hilarious.
Oh, and get him. Cross 300.
Cross 300.
Ooh. Oh my god. Wow. Wow. Thank you.